We're live from the Ford Center, and here's the big news, Darnell. They have won 4 out of 5 games, and Kevin Durant hadn't played in any of them. The formula has been pretty simple during this recent stretch the last 10 days, and they're playing very good defense. Tonight was the lowest an opponent scored against them all year long. The Sixers were never really in it after the second quarter. What were your observations?
I think you said it. Defense and rebounding, I think, is helping this team win 4 out of the 5. When you look at those 4 games that they've won, they've held opponents under, I think, 92 points in all 4 games. The one that got away from them, that Hornets game, when they had that big fourth quarter, they went into the fourth quarter down only 4 points. It was 76-72, and then Chris Paul and Julian Wright kind of took over that game. If they didn't do that, we're looking at a 5-game winning streak here, a 5-game winning streak here. So it's unbelievable to me how far this team has come since early December.
They are, I think it's 14 and 17 since New Year's Eve. Tonight it's 6 players in double figures again. We wonder where's all the scoring going to come from when Jeff Green went out the night after Kevin Durant sprained his ankle down in Dallas. It's been balanced scoring almost every night. Nobody hardly ever gets in the 20s, but a lot of guys get 12 to 18. Tonight it is 20 from Kirstich, it's 12 from Carlson, 10 from Weaver, 11 Westbrook, 14 Rose, and then 11 from Earl Watson. So every night everybody's chipping in a little bit.
Weaver gave me a good quote after that win over the Wizards. He said, there are opportunities out there. People are hungry for their opportunity. Damian Wilkins is a guy who hadn't played. Malik Rose, Scott Brooks said in the post-game press conference, he hadn't played in about 3 years, it seems like. So, these guys are all itching for an opportunity. Kyle Weaver's another one. And then Ed Kirstick is a guy who's trying to establish himself in this league again. So, I think you're just looking at guys who are eager to play, and they're taking advantage of their opportunities.
The one hard question I got for you here, Scott Brooks always alludes to it. We are a better team with Durant and Green, even though the team's been playing a little better without them. Nick Collison in there says the offense runs a little smoother, the defense a little smoother because everybody's not relying on one guy. So obviously those are your 2 future potential all-stars, and you are a better team, but they're playing a little bit better without them right now. What's your observations, and what do you think Durant and Green will bring when they come back probably sometime this next week?
Well, the one hope that you have is that the ball doesn't get stagnant and the ball movement doesn't shut off like it was at times this season when Kevin Durant and Jeff Green are in there. You hope that Kyle Weaver and Russell Westbrook continue to move the ball and get guys involved, and Kevin Durant and Jeff Green don't just hog the ball and look for their own offense. For the most part, they've done a good job this season. I think you'll see their rebounding continue to be strong when those guys get back. They're 2 of their best rebounders. I think they're 2 best rebounders. So I think that'll continue to be a positive for this team. And also, you just want to see if these other guys can keep up their level of play when those 2 guys come back. They've excelled so far without them. How they're going to respond when they get back.
And real quick, Thabo Sefolosha, you're writing about him tomorrow. We've already written about him a couple of times. The guy from Switzerland. I mean, he's obviously been part of this too. Real quick, he's obviously made a big difference on this team.
Yeah, he's a guy who's another one who's itching for an opportunity. When he was at Chicago, he was behind Ben Gordon, Luol Deng, Andres Nocioni, Larry Hughes, Kirk Heinrich. He had a lot of guys in front of him. Derrick Rose this year, the #1 overall pick. So he's really happy to get this opportunity. I'm writing about him for my Monday Insider, asking the question, can he be this team's future shooting guard? So be sure to pick up tomorrow's Oklahoman. But I think he's definitely a good player for this team defensively. He does a lot of different things well, on-ball defense, help defense, and then offensively he's coming along. So I think the best is yet to come for Thabo.
Appreciate it, Darnell. Be sure to look for his coverage Tuesday night from Sacramento, Wednesday night from Denver. I'll be in Phoenix Saturday night while you guys are filling up the Ford Center for the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. They'll be back home next week. We'll see you then.